Oh, cause yeah,
Because you guys
gotta leave, right?
Yeah, probably 20. I'm just going right next door. So.
Oh, that's cool.
Oh, yes.
We're good?
Yeah, we'll talk about it.
Gavel. Never had a gavel.
Oh yeah, that is.
All right. Apex Parks Recreation and Cultural Resources Advisory Commission is now officially in session. Let us pause for a moment for invocation, just for a few seconds. Okay, thank you. Now for the Pledge of Allegiance.
I
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. All right, next in order is approval of our November 30th, 2022 meeting minutes. Do you have any discussion on that, or do we have a motion to approve?
Move to approve.
Second.
Second, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? All right, motion passes. Now for the director's report.
So, first off, we'll talk about advisory commission terms. So we have 3 people that potentially would roll off as of the fiscal year. So, Mary Lee, Tom, as well as yourself, Alan. So if you're interested in potentially trying to get back on the commission, please fill out the application. If you have any questions about where that's at, send Madeline an email, or I'll
Okay.
just have her send that information out to you.
Well, you can send it to me and I can like distribute it, or if anybody has any questions on it, okay?
Awesome.
Thank you.
Next thing, they did hire a new assistant town manager. I don't know if you've heard the news. Her name is Demetria John. She's from Mississippi. She has a strong background in the affordable housing and development side of things.
Nice.
And she started Monday of last week, actually Tuesday of last week. So
Nice. Where's her office?
her office is in the administrative office area
Okay.
where Katie, Sean,
Yeah.
all of those folks are. And if you look straight across through the doors, you see the new clerk office
I
area.
was like, wait a minute, that used to not be there.
That's all council, mayor.
Conference room.
It's like a suite.
It's like it's a clerk suite is what
Clerk
it is.
suite.
Yeah.
That's cool. Very cool.
So those are some quick things for you. I can jump straight into the projects.
Yeah, absolutely. Go ahead and do projects and operations report.
So master plan update, we had a council work session on January 17th. It went really well. Our hope is to present the final document as of March 14th to council for approval. So that is the hope. We'll take their comments, their input, and hopefully we'll have that knocked out finally. It's been a long process, and we're really excited that it's about completed. So,
Okay.
I had a comment.
yes, go ahead.
We were asked to share with you all that several of the council members really appreciated, we had included your comments in the implementation plan. They really appreciated what they saw as the energy effort, really detailed information and feedback. So they did want us to make sure that you were aware that they saw that and appreciated that.
Thank you, Angela.
Pleasant Park, we're applying for a $3.5 million grant from the hospitality tax, small projects funding. That's due tomorrow, so we'll see how that works out. We're making strides at Pleasant Park, some bigger strides right now, so hopefully we can be in there. Don't want to really say a date, but
Ish.
ish.
It's my favorite word.
Spring, late spring maybe, hopefully.
Okay.
I feel like youth
just never
soccer
know.
is supposed to be there this spring.
Yeah, we were hoping fall now. So late spring is really when we're hoping we'll be able to open a portion of it. So
Do you
we're
have-
excited about it.
Oh, everybody's excited. Do you have a date on when you'll hear back about the grant you're applying for?
No.
Okay. So it's open-ended, okay.
Because we'll have to do a presentation too.
Okay.
And
I just didn't know if they were set. Okay.
Greg,
it's a quick turnaround.
is that the grant that requires you to host tournaments, like athletic tournaments?
Not necessarily.
in events?
You have to. They do want you to show that you're bringing in people from the outside.
Fuquay just got that last year, right?
Heads in beds.
That's right. That's basically what they're looking for.
So that's the one Fuquay got, I think, last year or the year before?
Yeah,
Okay.
I think that's right.
2 years.
2 years ago?
2 years ago, because they didn't do it last year.
Actually,
Might have been 3 years. It all runs together.
2019
Yeah, when COVID hit, they stopped doing it.
Okay.
So,
is the first year since.
and
Okay.
they've got quite a bit more money in the pot this year because they had stopped doing it for a couple of years. So
Oh, that's a great grant, and it's not a lot on, not a ton on you all as a department, which is good.
in the short amount of time, it seems like a ton.
No, so, let me put it this way. From my understanding, it's not a ton on you to, once you get it,
Well, yeah.
yeah, it's a ton to fill out.
That's right.
Sorry.
On the back end.
Yeah.
And hopefully they'll see the need. So, Middle Creek Greenway, really quick. It's open. The bid's open right now. We're taking bids right now, and then we'll open those on January 31st for Middle Creek Greenway. So that's the other big news.
It's exciting.
Other than that, I don't really have anything else, unless y'all have any questions.
Anybody have any questions? Awesome. Thank you, sir. Chairman's report, I have nothing. Now for public comment, is there anybody in attendance for public comment? I don't see anybody. All right, moving on. Old business, there is none. New business, Angela?
Good evening. Your first item of new business is discussion and possible motion to update the advisory commission calendar and cancel the July 26, 2023 meeting. Don't know if you guys need to have any discussion on that, but that's due to potentially not having quorum and maybe not having others here who can lead the meeting.
Motion to cancel July 26th council meeting.
Can I, just real quick, just to add a comment, that's fine, I just wanna make sure that if there's any projects moving forward, if we have to do a special meeting in July or early August, that staff will be supportive of doing
Yes.
something like
Yes.
that. And with that, I'd like to second Mr. Cantor's motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Good.
All right, the second item on your agenda is consideration and recommendation to cancel the November and December scheduled meetings to combine them to an early December meeting, which we're proposing to be on Wednesday, December 6, 2023. This talk is basically related to the fact that this year there will be scheduling conflicts when the town is closed and our meetings are scheduled. And again, we would have the provision of if something came up that needed to be addressed prior to the end of the year or earlier or later than the December 6th meeting, we could accommodate that.
We usually do that anyway, that's good. Is there like a, speaking of the provision, is it like written somewhere that, you know, asterisks, we reserve the right to hold emergency meetings if we need to for anything that comes up, or like how does that work? Like the
I do
July
think it's
instance
in
and the
our-
December.
It's on our, is it the, I don't know that it's the bylaws, it's the,
Okay,
But,
I was just
but
curious
we'll
in
put it
case.
in the minutes and we can make a
Okay,
provision.
perfect.
I'll make a motion.
Motion, second?
Second.
All those in favor? Opposed? All right.
And I'll add, that meeting will be held in training room
Oh,
up on the 3rd floor. For the
December, okay.
what'd you say?
Would it have changed your motion?
Oh,
You would've changed mine, so,
what it, really?
sorry guys, it's been a long day.
No, it's nice to see you again, friend.
all right. Your third item of new business tonight is a request for consideration and recommendations to amend the Parks, Recreation, Greenways, and Open Space Master Plan, and subsequently would be amendments to the Bike Ped and Equestrian Transportation Plan and the Bike Ped Systems Map. So there are 7 proposed amendments within this one item. What I'd like to do is what we've done in the past. I'll present each one, and then we can come back once you've heard all of them, because they're all related. Then we can go and make motions on each one independently. So they're labeled in your agenda as first, second, third, so we can follow. First, to give you context, all of the amendments are proposed south of US 1, west of 55, northeast of 540, and are related to the Viridia project that you guys have heard about before. They're working on getting the project moving and have site plans in review with our technical review committee. So these are outcomes of conversations with the developer and staff and related to road network, bike ped system. So that's just to give you a framework of where they're located. All right. Hopefully you can see that. So the first proposed amendment includes the addition of a proposed side path along a future major collector street. So that is this one here. They're proposing this road here. And they're looking to have, we're requesting a side path. While that's not under our jurisdiction because the plan is changing, it's an additional type of bike ped facility, so we have to make a recommendation to add it to the plan. The second proposed amendment includes extending the proposed Big Branch Greenway south to the intersection with a realigned extension of Jesse Drive through the project. The extension of Greenway provides a trail connection into the proposed road and bike ped network. So Big Branch goes from James Street all the way down across, under or over US 1 and down through the project. I don't love this little hand, sorry. Maybe. And so it's just an extension in this area from where it was originally proposed to their new alignment of Jesse Drive. So this is just an extension of the Greenway in that corridor. The third proposed amendment includes the addition of a grade-separated crossing of the proposed Big Branch Greenway and the future Jesse Drive intersection. In your report, it did say underpass. While that's kind of what everyone's thinking might be the case, what we're asking is that it be a recommendation for a grade-separated crossing, which could be under or over the road, to allow them the ability to do the design work necessary to make that decision as they move into construction drawings. But because Jesse Drive is a major road network, we're asking for that thoroughfare to allow a grade-separated trail crossing at the connection point. So that's right here. The fourth proposed amendment includes the addition of a proposed grade-separated, and again, this is a note about underpass. We're asking for it just to be a grade-separated crossing between the future institutional use that's being proposed and the 4-lane thoroughfare that's located over in this location here. So, right here. So you don't see that road network on this map, but there is a road proposed there, and the institutional use is right now is the designated Wake Tech campus, and it would allow them to cross over or under the road to travel between the institutional use and other adjacent parcels. The fifth proposed amendment includes extending a proposed side path to the future 4-lane thoroughfare. This side path provides a safe bike and pedestrian facility along Highway 55 East William Street to link non-residential uses along the highway to residential, institutional, non-residential uses in the plan. So this is extending this piece here. And then,
Angela, real quick, do we want to interrupt if we have questions each one, or do we want to wait till she finishes?
I was gonna, but just wait,
That's fine, okay.
unless you, like,
Nope, I'll wait.
are you sure? Okay.
the
That's a
sixth.
good question, though, Jeff.
We just do six, sorry. There's too many of them. The sixth proposed amendment includes the addition of proposed side path along the future major collector street proposed in the project. This side path provides safe bike pedestrian routes that link residential areas towards the west to non-residential that is in proximity to the future major collector and along East William Street Highway 55. So that's an extension here from Jesse Drive and the proposed side path here all the way out to 55. And then the seventh proposed amendment includes the realignment of proposed side path to match the future Jesse Drive realignment. So what you'll see is the Jesse Drive originally was planned to, previously was designed to be in this location, and what they're proposing is a realignment here. And so this just shifts the alignment to follow the road network. They're also proposing a private linear park directly south of Jesse Drive that would include amenities that are available for public use. So this side path would provide access to that area. All right, so we'll go back to the beginning. I also have, just because it shows a little bit, this is the proposed plan changes to the bike ped system plan. So obviously, our plan and their plan match, but so you can see how those match up. All right, so you want to start at the beginning, or do you want to ask questions through all of them
Whatever
before
you-
we
no,
go for
like, now-
recommendation?
Yeah, now that she's gone through it, I thought we would just,
Well, kind of my overarching question for the whole thing is that because Veridia is coming through with East Village or whatever it's called, the first phase, I assume all these have been vetted with the builder or developer that's asking, or have you guys worked with them
Yes,
to say all these changes, and I assume they're receptive to the changes?
yes, but I'll let them,
I see a head nod back there, okay. I just want to make sure that.
quite a
because-
few heads nodding, yes.
Yeah, a bunch of,
it's a big team effort, I think.
right. Well, that's what I'm asking. I mean, because adding side pass, although it doesn't seem like a big thing, it is a cost difference. And if it's adding a price or cost to the builder that they weren't aware of, we're kind of coming in late and asking for all this stuff. So like the Jesse Drive realignment, it already shows side pass on both sides, so it's simply a realignment. Extension of the Big Branch Greenway, that's because Jesse Drive is being asked to move south because of the development. You know, some of the other ones, like the proposed extension of the major collector, comment number 6, the extension of the major collector, I don't know if that was originally in the plan or not. So it's like a new side path that's being added. And then number 5 relates back to HL 0007, which is the technology drive realignment, to make sure that, is that gonna be in the HL 0007 project for either DOT or Campo? If they build it, will they build the side path? I want Shannon to know that, so that Apex can either give DOT funds, so the development doesn't build it and waste it, and a year later DOT tears it out. So, that, just kind of my overarching questions. Is that HL 0007 comment gonna be in with number 5? I support the addition, by the way. I
Right.
support the change.
I can't answer that question, but it's a recommendation coming from your transportation team.
Okay, so then how do we get the answer to that question? Do we just make a note in the minutes
I'm
to,
okay with staff just talking to Shannon to know that if DOT moves forward faster than that little, like, at the technology drive intersection or interchange, whatever it's gonna be, Super Street, moves forward, that Apex can pay DOT to do the side path, instead of the developer of Veridia putting in a side path that's gonna get ripped out in a year or 2.
correct, that makes
So
sense.
I just wanna make sure that they have the option to ask staff to delay or pay a fee in lieu or build sidewalks and move on.
Okay.
So, but all the others, I looked at them beforehand and it seems like it's reasonable request, in my opinion, but what do I know?
You know a lot. You do.
Just not to cause trouble.
No, and I'm glad you're here. So anybody, like, before we get to the motion to combine them, does anybody have any other questions related to them as a whole, or?
Guys, for clarification, so on, I think it's 3 and 4, just so I make sure I understood it, we're moving from a potential under-over to a at-grade, or are we moving from an at-grade to a potential under-over?
So if you were reading the staff recommendation, that one sentence, it would be the addition of a grade-separated crossing.
Okay,
And you're taking out the word underpass and adding crossing.
okay. Just the way you, when you described it, look at the map, I just wanna make sure clear.
It can be over or under. We're just asking for it to be grade separated.
So instead of a bridge or a tunnel, we're doing just a
No.
traditional grade?
No,
No,
we're
either
going either.
Over, under, at-grade, all right, never mind, sorry.
Over or under, not at grade.
Okay.
If
Just
the
wanted to
roads are,
clarify.
the roads are substantial enough that we want
go
to
over.
have that separation. Either you're going under or you're going over,
Got
but
it.
just that they're not walking across a 4-lane,
This
you
is,
know.
I'm not an engineer or a planner. it won't be a traditional crosswalk, it will be a,
Correct.
that's why I wanted to clarify that we weren't asking.
Correct.
for
Separated.
that.
A
Yeah,
grade
Separated
separated
crossing.
crossing.
Again, not an engineer or or an architect. Perfect, that's the only thing I was looking for.
I'd like to just comment that I'm glad to see that there's been some planning with regard to these issues for the Wake Tech campus
Yeah.
that might be coming, so.
Yeah, I used to adjunct there, and I remember one of my students got hit trying to cross the road.
And that's why I was asking for clarification, because if you were going the other way, I was gonna,
No.
then I'd have a concern, which I didn't think you would, but yeah. I think it's great.
Anybody else? No? All right, so then to make sure I get the wording right, do I have a motion to combine her 7 proposed amendments to the master plan with the bicycle, pedestrian, and equestrian transportation plan? Did I say that right? Did I say that right?
Generally, you guys can make one motion for all 7 actions and recommend approval of all the revisions that we've noted. Or if anyone has a question about one or would like to see wording changed about any of them, then we can take them one at a time.
I say combine them.
Does anyone want to remove any?
I'm okay with combining them.
I'm fine combining them.
Make a motion to combine the revisions to the Park Recreation Greenway Open Space Master Plan, the 7 revisions into one motion.
You said it so much better than I did.
I read.
Well, do I hear a second?
It's to combine. Simply to
Second?
combine.
Second, just to clarify, we're just combining at this point and not
Correct,
gonna do a second
correct.
motion.
Correct. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? All right, motion carries. Good. Thank you,
Now I'd
Angela.
like to make a motion
Now we have to make a motion
approve
to
the
approve.
recently combined 7 amendments to the Parks Recreation Greenways Open Master Plan.
Perfect, perfect. Is there a second?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Hearing none? Good, awesome. That was good. So next item is motion to adjourn. Do I hear a motion?
So moved.
Second?
Second.
In favor?
Aye.
Opposed?